Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Gardner, and welcome to the Hollywood Reporter presents a Q&A with Elton John and Brandi Carlile. And how lucky and honored am I to be the one to get to ask the two of you some questions today. So thank you so much for the time, and it's nice to see you both.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's great to
you.
see you too.
And I have to tell you, I have not seen the two of you together since I was sitting in my seat at Dodger Stadium on November 20th, 2022. And maybe not sitting in my seat, but sort of standing and cheering and dancing around in my seat that night. And I think it's safe to say that that was a night that myself and nearly 60,000 other people will never forget. And a lot of good things have happened for the two of you since then, including this Oscar nomination for the song Never Too Late. I know that this may be a really easy and sort of soft question to start with, but I am so curious to know how you guys are feeling after receiving the Oscar nomination for this song and for this creative collaboration and just to receive this Academy love at this moment in your careers.
For me, it never gets old. It's always an extreme honor to be nominated in the final five songs. And I'm so excited for Brandy and for Andrew Watt because they're co-writers and they've never been to the Oscars. Or Bonnie, no, Andrew hasn't, nor has Brandy. And so I'm excited for them because it's a wonderful occasion. And I'll let Brandy tell you how the song evolved, okay?
Yeah.
I'm stunned, nearly speechless, but not completely about this about this nomination. I cannot believe that it happened, and I'm beyond honored and excited to get to go to the Oscars for the first time with this guy. So it's going to be pretty amazing.
And wait, so Elton's helping me out and doing my job for me. Brandy, tell me how this started because I'm told
You
that
got it.
you saw an early cut of the film and then just were inspired to start writing.
I did. I saw an early cut of the documentary as a massive Elton John fan since I was a really young girl. Elton's been my hero since I was 11. So this archival footage, for a girl who didn't have an inch of bedroom wall not covered with an Elton John poster was pretty incredible for me to see. And it just landed on me in a really beautiful way, getting to sort of enjoy this trajectory of from turmoil, a lot of success, but a lot of turmoil, a lot of loneliness to this latter day serenity that Elton has now, as a husband and a dad. And I went away really inspired, and I wanted to sort of chronologically, musically document it. And yeah, it's the first lyric I've ever written for Elton, and it was inspired by that beautiful film.
And it really says everything about what happens in the film. So I was absolutely thrilled because I think when you write a song for a film it's got to be something to do with the actual process of the film or the making of the film or the content of the film. So I was thrilled and I found it very easy to write the melody because it was such a great lyric. And we had a lot of help from Andrew and Bernie as well, putting their thoughts in. This whole thing has been a true collaboration, not just this track, but the whole album. But I'm just thrilled with the way it kind of fitted in the film. The documentary was originally going to be called Farewell Yellow Brick Road, as was the tour, and I thought that was a bit boring. But I didn't have any alternative except when she wrote this song, we changed the ending to Never Too Late and the film to Never Too Late. So it fitted in. She changed everything.
Yeah, and so what was that moment like, Elton, when Brandy handed you those lyrics? Brandy, I can imagine that was nerve-wracking for you, but Elton, what was it like for you to receive that from her?
Well, the lyrics are so good. I'm used to writing to great lyrics because I've been writing with Bernie for over 50 years. So um, they were wonderful lyrics. They were easy. And I knew that it was going to be a ballad, obviously. I think you wanted it to be in 6/8 time originally.
I
Brandy and I
did.
went, it's no way. I'm just writing it in 4/4 time. It was a pretty easy song to write. And because it was about me, it was like the Captain Fantastic album was easy to write because all the songs were about Bernie Taupin and myself. So this being about me, I got it very quickly. And yeah, it was a wonderful moment when we actually finished the song. And then of course we had to record it. But I felt really happy after I'd recorded. I thought this nails exactly what the film is about.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so special about it is it's, the lyrics of the song speak to so many relevant themes to an artist's life and just to anyone's life of self-reflection, resilience. There's a little bit of humor in there and thinking about the way in which to look at the past and look at the future and take stock of where you've been. Brandi, it's impossible if you have a beating heart not to watch this film and be moved by Elton and who he is and what he's done. But for you, as an artist yourself, what themes of those really resonated with you on your own artistic journey?
I think the thing that resonated with me the most, aside from just being Elton John super fan, is just the way that it landed on me as a gay person married to a woman with kids, and seeing the way that Elton and David have paved for all of us. Not many people know this, but actually the first gay couple I ever saw in my life on television was Elton John and David Furnish. And I remember feeling so hopeful about that as a young person, and just that there's any way that I'm involved in documenting that now as an adult is so surreal. That was important to me. The other thing I love about being a part of the process of this documentary is watching Elton have to self-reflect, because he's so forward moving. He doesn't really like taking compliments. He doesn't really like listening to people talk nice about him or spending a lot of time dwelling on these kinds of things. And here he has to watch this beautiful film and sing this song about himself. And I think it's been beautiful for that to fall upon
It's
him.
been very great. It's been really great for me, actually.
Yeah.
It's gotten me to look back at the things that were in the film, the music, everything like that. And yeah, I don't look at myself very often, and I don't reflect. But I think this was a great moment to reflect on what happened and what a beautiful process happened out of chaos and everything and unhappiness, and to get me to a point of incredible happiness. You have to look back and say, I did it. And in the lyric, it says, "You're an Iron Man, baby." And I've been through so many things in my life, and I've picked myself up and I've gotten forward again. So she nailed it completely. I am an Iron Man, baby.
He is, baby. Come on, baby.
You are an Iron Man, baby. I love that. And it was just really profound to think of all of that you lived through and all that you conquered and just the incredible creative output, which I want to get to in a second. But let's go back to just those lyrics, because I thought one of the beautiful things about watching this film is seeing Elton's creative process sort of expand throughout. So when you were writing Never Too Late, was there a section, a lyrical passage that was the most difficult to get through, or that or was rewritten the most?
I would say, well, he made a joke that I wanted it to be in 6/8, so I pictured it going like, "Never too late for a wide open slate, a kiss from a stranger, 1,000 first dates." And he sits down at the piano, and I go, "It's in 6/8," and he goes, "No, it's not." So I just thought that was so, and then he just goes, "Never too late." And I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is the moment that Elton John wrote a melody to my lyric. And it just something I'll never forget.
And you shared the stage before, but what was the experience like, hearing him record and sort of digging deep into the creative process with these lyrics together?
It can almost not really be overemphasized how masterful it is to watch him write a song. It happens like lightning.
Sort of expand throughout. So when you were writing Never Too Late, was there a section, a lyrical passage that was the most difficult to get through, or that or was rewritten the most?
I would say, well, he made a joke that I wanted it to be in 6/8, so I pictured it going like, "Never too late for a wide open slate, a kiss from a stranger, 1,000 first dates." And he sits down at the piano, and I go, "It's in 6/8," and he goes, "No, it's not." So I just thought that was so, and then he just goes, "Never too late." And I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is the moment that Elton John wrote a melody to my lyric. And it just something I'll never forget.
And you'd shared the stage before, but what was the experience like, hearing him record and sort of digging deep into the creative process with these lyrics together?
It can almost not really be overemphasized how masterful it is to watch him write a song. It happens like lightning. It's that quick, and it's unbelievable.
It happens like lightning when you get an incredible lyric. And as I say, I've been lucky enough to have incredible lyrics all my life. And Brandi is in that stratosphere. She's that good.
Yeah. Elton, I should apologize. I know Brandi said you don't like compliments, and we're just like, dumping them on you. So thanks for putting up with that. Now we have to talk about Bernie and Andrew. Elton, you mentioned them both, and I know that there's two of you sitting here today, but there's two other off screen somewhere. What was this experience like collaborating with the two of them?
I've never entered an album having four people collaborate before. I wanted to do it, and I wanted to make an album with Brandy for a long time, and I wanted to include Bernie, and I wanted Andrew Watt to be the producer, and it was from the word go. This is a four equal partnership record.
Mm.
One, two, three, four. We're in this together,
Mm.
and it was a struggle for me at first because I was really exhausted and tired, and I was had so much self-doubt. Um, which led to a few. You see the video for the the Never Too Late single, and I was very, very on the edge the whole time because I wanted the album to be so good, and you can never predict how an album's going to turn out.
Mm.
So I think I put the other three through the ringer, to be honest with you, for about 4 or 5 days, and then I finally got over it. And I finally saw the light, and from that point on, it was just like it was like a freight train, a very fast freight train. We wrote 14 songs in 20 days, and we kept 10, and that's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's surprising to hear you say that you were filled with so much self-doubt. How did you work your way out of that?
Very slowly. And I had a lot of help from the other three, and the other three were going, "Oh my God, what's wrong with him? Oh my God, what's wrong with him?" And they were on the phone to David saying, "I don't understand what's wrong with." I was very, I don't know, I was afraid. I was really afraid because I wanted this to be a special record. Anyway, um, we finally got out of it, and it was through the help of everyone else being very understanding, and but also, what the hell is going on with him?
He remembers it as more of a burden than it was. I think it was more like especially in retrospect, it's refreshing seeing somebody act how they feel. If you have self-doubt, if you're feeling insecure, yeah, you're gonna throw the headphones once in a while. A big deal. Seeing somebody be human is like I think what the world needs so much more of.
Yeah, I hated making a mistake, and that's
Yeah.
why, if I couldn't do it properly, and Brandy is like a first take vocalist, it's like, God, I wish I could do that. And I was fed up with myself, because I'm a perfectionist. But in the end, it's good. As Brandy says, it's human to be upset. Once you've been upset, you get over it and you carry on.
Yeah, that's so beautiful, and I think that that seems to be one of the reasons that this song is resonating so much with fans and with the Academy voters. I mean, I've been spent some time digging in the comment section underneath the video and trying to read as much as I can about how people are receiving the song because it is so special for it to come out at this moment in time when people are thinking about what it means to be human and what it means to be connected and how much time there is left for all of us and to do what we want to do. So Elton, can you speak to that a little bit of putting this song out and seeing it land at this particular moment in time?
Well, it was we wanted to just put it out because it was it was an Oscar nominated song. Um, what I loved about the song, it encapsulated my whole life and explained how I am now. So you've got the whole picture. You
Mm.
got the beginning, you got the fame, you got the misery, you got the recovery, and I was so happy that people could see that because I'm a human being. I've gone through so much in my life, and I've come through the other side. And to see people appreciate that, and the fact that I'm gay and have two wonderful sons and a husband, and it's possible for gay people to bring up children in the right way.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey guys, if you're watching this, look what we did. We raised up two great kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was such a special moment in the documentary, seeing your son, seeing you FaceTime your son and eat that peanut butter and honey sandwich and just connect in that way and see you as this force of nature, as a who transforms into a gentle father. I just found that so profound.
Yeah, it's that's what the song's about, and that's what my life's been about. So it really has actually, as I'm talking about it, the song makes even more sense.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a wonderful statement about my life, and she wrote it.
Yeah, and it's been a busy week on the Brandy Carlisle and Elton John beat, I have to tell you. And I think no one would fault you for putting out this documentary and putting out this song, receiving this Oscar nomination, and sort of just, taking a vacation. But instead, what you decided to do is jump in the studio and challenge yourself to in new and creative ways. I did watch that video that you mentioned and how you said it was the most challenging but the most rewarding experience of your career. I can can imagine sitting next to Brandi Carlile is probably always a rewarding experience. But tell me sort of why did you guys decide to do this, and and how did it feel to spend those 20 days together putting out putting the finishing touches on an album?
I always wanted to record an album with Brandy in the last 5 or 6 years because I've watched her as an artist grow and grow and grow, and I've seen what she did for Joni Mitchell and how she's, pushed forward all the time. And I wanted to push her even further. I bought her an electric guitar a couple of years ago and say, "Hey, Brandy, stop playing this. Move away from the folk a little and expand your musical ability." And she did, and she followed my advice.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to be inspired by her in the studio, because I knew that however good I was in the studio, she'd be just as good. And we're two people that, there's a lot of harmonies on this record. It's just harmonies. And we don't do just single lines and another single line. It's a complete um cooperation and combination of two talents that really adore each other.
I've been in a band with him since I was 12. He just didn't know it till recently.
Yeah, and then you finally got the
So,
instrument. You finally got the
yeah.
instrument to prove it.
So when he asked me, there's nothing I wouldn't have dropped to do it. It's the culmination of my life's dreams and my life's work, and I am incredibly honored to have done it. And I'll never be the same songwriter. I have access now to a plethora of chords and musical choices and rhythms and ideas from him and Bernie that I never had access to before we went into this process. So it changes me forever.
Also, I needed to make an album that might push me into a different vein, and push me to make more exciting songs, not just another Elton John album. I needed her to push me to make the record I wanted to do. I couldn't have done it without her.
That's so beautiful. And I know people are already marking their calendars for the album release date on April 4th, but also this London Palladium one night only concert. So can we give your fans a little tease of what they can expect, either on the album or for that one night only show?
Never know what's going to happen with this man. It's it's a mystery to us too.
It will be an evening of great fun, but the album will surprise so many people. The first track alone, which is called "The Rose of Laura Nero," who was one of my idols. The first two tracks will blow people's heads off, and they'll be very surprising because they're not slow.
Ooh.
The mandate from him. He said no dreary ballads. Yeah.
Well, Elton and Brandi, thank you so much. I want to end with I'm going to throw it to you and say, Elton, Brandi, finish the sentence for me. It's never too late for.
It's never too late to make amends, forgive yourself, forgive other people, move on, and that's the best thing you can do. There's no point in going through life with resentment.
Great question. Good answer.
That was a beautiful answer, and it's also never too late for an Oscar nomination. So congratulations to the two of you. I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to see you Oscar night. And until then, enjoy yourselves, be safe, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you
so much.